Welcome to Misbehaving in Maine. I'm Dan Williams. This story is called The Separation of Church and Childhood. Subtitle Running from Church with God and Batman. And now, here goes everything. The cussed carnage of the Sunday morning church rush. Wake up, clothes on, food in, poo out, teeth brushed, fall in, let's go, God's mad. He's waiting, kids, and he's so flipping mad. Which is how most accidents happen, by the power of the rush. Rushing carries within it enough torque to bend the bones of the universe. The universe enjoys this. The pain of others and the universe's own pain are neck and neck on its list of favorite things, a list containing 2 items only. Pervy universe. In my experience, the church rush machine fed on the following raw materials. Mom, Dad, and we the kids, Joe, Middle Me, and Little Meg. All of us scrambling doorward like we were late for a job interview in heaven. Lastly, says Heaven, punctuality seems to be much more important to us than it is to you. But thank you for your time. We'll be in touch. Heaven's subtext says, we won't be in touch. You'll be in hell. Hurry, said Dad. Hurry, said Mom. We bombed out of the house and dashed for the car. 4 doors opened, torn open. 4 doors shut, slamming shut simultaneously. Bam! And on that Sunday morning, October 19th, 1986, everyone was in the shut-up car, all except a single someone. Me. Where was I? I was outside the car, outside and screaming. Observe the scene, and let's figure out what's going on. There's a car with 4 people inside, its windows blind with steam from the heat of the rush. The car is in reverse. It's about to race away, even though one of the children is still outside, his hand resting on the car door. Look closer. His hand looks strange. It's missing something. A finger. Count the fingers. Thumb, pinky, ring, middle. Where's the pointer? Pointer, where are you? No answer. Listen, you little nose-picking, ear-digging, dirty little crack-scratcher, answer me. I'm only yelling because I love you. I need you. I'm a kid. I'm itchy and crusty as hell. Not a word. Friends, the kid is no help. You're going to have to find the missing finger without his guidance. Start at the pointer's knuckle to see what's going on. Proceed from knuckle to finger trunk to the seam of the car door. There's your answer. That 4-door slam, that simultaneous bam. Like the 4 button pushers at a lethal injection, the 4-door shutists are spared from knowing which one sent the death, but not for long. Joe sits just inside the door that has bitten my finger. It holds on like a pit bull suspended by mouth over the gobbling jaws of God. Oddly, the door's seam appears to be perfectly shut. There's only the slightest unnoticeable bend in the steel which accommodates not skin, meat, blood tubes, or whatever else, but only the nimble finger bone of a slam-dancing, shrieking kid. Together, the seam and the finger, which somehow isn't broken or severed, look like a miracle. And you could focus enough to thank God for the miracle if the kid involved wasn't wall-to-wall with tantruming demons of scream. No one was enjoying the miracle that day. Dad might have enjoyed it even less than me. His side of the car had so much steam, you'd think 25 dads were getting hot and heavy in the driver's seat. Nothing makes Dad madder than a screaming kid outside the car when Dad's supposed to be burning gravel and leaving a wake of blue smoke behind the Oldsmobile Cutlass, necessary smoke, for it sends signals. For example, Dear the Lord, we are on our mother-filthing way. Please have mercy. The ozone layer above Palermo, Maine, has a little adorable blue cutlass gash from our house to church, the map of our pedal to the metal stampedes to God. I screamed, and Dad said, What? Ah! Said my little sister, terrified, because apparently, by the sound of me, something outside the car was killing her one and only Dan. Joe boiled like Dad. My cries reminded him of my first cries, those of babydom, the horrible sounds that helped him understand the thing from Mom's stomach wasn't here to add even more love to our family, but to covet and tamper with the toy citizenry of the dominion of Joe. Mom, on the other hand, didn't scream, steam, or boil. She jumped out of the car and flew to me, saw the eerie miracle, and gasped, stealing all the oxygen from around the car, which cut off my scream temporarily. She tried to open the door and couldn't. She hollered, "Joe, unlock the door!" Joe unlocked it. I was screaming again. Then Mom threw the door open and held my mangled little flipper in her hands. She wept and cooed and soothed, then said something that cut off my screaming yet again. She said it to Dad, who was out of the car by now, a pillar of human dry ice sending smoky word to God. "The middle child whom thou gavest to me, he maketh us late, and yea, we are late." Mom said to Dad, "Go." "Go?" he said. "Go ahead and go. We'll stay here." Dad crouched and looked at my hand. "Poor little buddy." He took my hand gently in his. "Doesn't look broken." The hands of parents are mystically, medically educated hands, knowing fever by feel, knowing broken bones by the littlest touch. This knowing wakes up in them at the first spark of parenthood, and it is a great knowing, a great power, for it sometimes says, "I'll see you soon. Get better with Mom." In other words, stay home from church. I couldn't believe it. What at first seemed like the greatest and most significant pain ever suffered by humanity now seemed like a small price to pay for such a reward. No price was too much for this. Yes, my finger hurt like a bloated bag of 50 heart attacks, but oh, the reward! "Dear mighty car door, make a miracle of my neck next time, I care not, or my spine, who cares? I'm staying home from church with Mom." Mom and I walked back to the house while Dad drew a blue line from us to the double red doors of Sunday morning. A line so quickly drawn, it might as well have been a crow's flight, or the laser-straight chalk line of the good carpenter that measure twice and cut once guy in the sky. I, Dan, still can't believe what's happening. But this changed. My belief grew. My faith in this unexpected reality increased. What increased it? The shrinking sound of the Oldsmobile engine. It disappeared, growing softer and softer, until it was lost in the merry music of the woods around our house, crow screaming, rabbit shrieking, leaf and tree hissing and creaking, respectively, and the wild hops and hollerings of the so-and-sos of my nearby Mossville and Swamp Town. My frogs and toads, awesome the frogs, holy the toads. Going inside the house increased my faith too, and changing from the sole bondage of my good clothes into my footy, pilly PJs, holding ice in a sock to numb the universe's new favorite finger of mine, while sitting cozy on the couch with Mom, under a blanket knitted by and smelling of grandmother beloved. I almost completely believed in my good fortune now. What pushed me over the edge into full faith? Watching Batman, Adam West Batman on TV. Now I believed with all my heart that I indeed was skipping church with Mom. Skipping church, eating snacks, and watching what I had been trying to sell my soul to watch for Sunday after Sunday. Batman. Mom and I weren't just watching Batman. We were watching the all-important second half of the famous Adam West Batman cliffhanger. Every single Sunday, we worsened the churchward rush by watching the first half, in which Batman and Robin got themselves trapped by Joker, Penguin, Riddler, Mr. Freeze, Mad Hatter, Catwoman, and the conniving cowboy of crime, a fringy a-hole named Shame. And always, just before we had to shut off the TV and run, the narrator shouted cliffhanger words at us, ordering everyone, Dad included, to stay and witness the death or victory of the two greatest people in the world. Will our daring duo escape the claws of the wily Catwoman? Will they be vanquished by a vacuum? Is their goose cooked? Is Robin doomed? Will Batman and Robin stew in their own juices? Will Batman be reduced to a handsome robot? Has the giant clam really swallowed Robin? Scalded in a coffee cup? Can this be it for the dynamic duo? Or are Batman and Robin still good to the last drip? What on earth can save them? How can they live? For Batman's sake, keep your bat fingers crossed. Imagine our agony. Riddler puts Robin's head in a vice. Dad shuts off the TV. We go to church. Penguin knocks Batman out and drops him on a conveyor belt leading bats toward the Umbrella Factory trash incinerator. Dad kills the TV. Church. Joker builds a mini model of the solar system, he really does, and ties up Batman and Robin beneath the dangling space stuff. It gets worse. There's an 8-ton meteorite hanging directly over Bat and Rob. Planet Jupiter has a little rocket engine on it. Joker lights it, sending the planet spinning toward the rope holding up the meteorite. Can it be the dynamic duo crushed to death by an 8-ton meteorite? Dad pulls the plug. We scream. Church. That morning, the morning of the finger miracle, Mr. Freeze tried turning Batman and Robin into snow cones. I'm serious. Can this be happening? Batman being made into a pineapple frosty freezy, and Robin into a lime one? Has the diabolical Mr. Freeze outwitted the dynamic duo after all, with some fancy ice work? Hope for a miracle, and stay frozen in your seats. Instead of having our bottoms flattened by oaken pews beneath the weight of our eternal lives, Mom and I watched Batman and Robin escape. My finger froze nicely while the duo found a heat valve lever with their kicky feet and saved their day. Holy thawtastic, Batman! After so many endless minutes sitting in church, imagining the worst for our heroes, they died every Sunday, while everyone around us sang songs of salvation, we were finally watching salvation, watching Batman and Robin get to live for once. Much to my surprise, it only took the crime fighters just about no time to escape, mere minutes, and church lasted the lifetimes of 9 million boys, which meant Mom and I had plenty of time to watch other stuff on TV. And we did. I don't remember most of it, but I remember this. There happened to be a movie on, a monster movie, praise Grace. There was this guy trapped in a giant spider web belonging to women who were women from the waist up and spiders from the waist down. The leggy ladies headed his way to sting him, wrap him up in their posterior stank ropes, then drink him dry. Thinking back on this now, that movie's hot as hell. But back then, long before sexuality made me into a foaming pile of animal, there was just the pure adventure of watching some cool dude escape from big stingy women for an hour and 20 minutes. My wide eyes and smiles were better prayers than I'd ever come up with before. And still, there was more time. And more. More time to heal my busted bit, to spend time cozy with Mom, all to myself. No upstaging by Joe, Meg, or Dad, just the eyes, voice, and arms of my mother making me feel so very seen, secure, soothed, and safe. Salvation, rest, healing, and the loving gaze of the one who brought me into existence. And no rush. When the others returned home, Mom said, "How was church?" How was it? I thought. Good question, and I know the answer. Church was flipping wonderful. This has been Misbehaving in Maine. See you next time. And remember, you may be wicked, you may be weird, but you're not alone.